In this video we are going to configure BranchCache in distributed mode. For this demonstration I will use a BranchCache server named BCM01, and I will use also free Windows 10 clients that I will configure with group policy as BranchCache clients. To start off, I'm logged into BCM01 using PowerShell remoting, and I'm on my domain controller. And we will start by installing the BranchCache role. And with this installed, we also have to install the BranchCache feature for file services, since we are going to use a share. If you will want to use BranchCache for a website, also IIS has one of these modules that will make BranchCache work with web content. Now to create a share meant for BranchCache, it's actually very simple. Let's first create the folder. And when you create a share, you have to specify that the caching mode is BranchCache. This is a way to target each individual share for BranchCache use or not. If you want all your shares on a file server to use BranchCache, you can also configure a group policy. And with this out of the way, let's put some files in this share. And I will put a couple of stuff from the Windows installation DVD. Let's get some files and place them on BCM01 in the cache data folder. Done. Okay, so now we have also some files in this share. The next thing we have to do is configure a group policy for our clients. And if you saw my last video in this series, I placed all my clients that I want to use for BranchCache in this OU. So let's create a group policy here. And let's edit this group policy. Now we have to do two things. We have to set up some BranchCache options and to configure some BranchCache firewall rules. First, let's take care of the options. Go to Administrative Templates, to Network, to BranchCache, and here we will set three things. The first one, turn on BranchCache, of course. Then we set BranchCache in distributed cache mode. This is also done, and this is something very cool. Even though we are in distributed mode, in case a cache server appears in the site in which the client is located, it will set itself in hosted mode. So let's enable also this. And actually one more thing I want to set is this. This, if you remember, is that latency that I talked about, and by default it's 80 milliseconds. But in our case we have to set it to 0, otherwise we will never use BranchCache in this test environment. So this is it for the settings. The one thing we have to do also is the firewall rules. So go to Windows Settings, to Security. Here we go to Windows Firewall. And inbound rules. Let's create our rule, and this is a predefined rule. And the first one we need is the BranchCache peer discovery. This is so clients can discover themselves on the network. And another one we need is the BranchCache content retrieval rule, which will permit the clients, of course, to retrieve data from the BranchCache servers or from themselves. And with this, we are done also with the group policy. We can close it. And now let's go to our first client. I'm on one of my clients, and first, before we do anything else, please don't forget to issue a GP update. So that the group policy can be applied and we can use BranchCache. And now with the policy applied, we can also check the client with the following command: get BC status. And this shows us basically everything about BranchCache. We can see the service, which after you apply the policy, it will take about a minute to start up. We can see it's in distributed cache mode. This is the network configuration with the firewall rules. And we also can see the hash cache and data cache on this client, how much it occupies and so on. And with get service, we can get the BranchCache service, which now is started, so we can start the test. Let's open a performance monitor. Performance monitor, go here, let's switch to report view, and I want to add a couple of counters that are specific to BranchCache. More specifically, since we are using SMB, I'm gonna add the SMB bytes from cache and from server. This will show us if we download something from the server or from one of the clients from cache. So with this done, let's set this to the side. Let's open Windows Explorer, and I will navigate to our share. And let's get one of the files. And you can see that we downloaded from the server already 8 megabytes. Some of this data is the file itself, and some of it is metadata about the file. Let's get also the next one. And you see the SMB bytes from server increased. So now have in mind these two files, because when we download them on the other clients, they will be retrieved from cache. I'm on my second client now. I already prepared everything. Let's go to the share. You can see that the files have been downloaded directly from the cache, and also some metadata, of course, has to be retrieved from the server. And the same thing we will discover also on the third client. And again, we can see that the files have been downloaded from the cache. If we get a file that has not been downloaded yet, we will see that the server data increases. So this was it for BranchCache in distributed mode. In the next video we are going to talk about BranchCache in hosted mode. If you liked this one, please leave a like and a share. Also consider subscribing, and thanks a lot for watching.